ඔෆිස් එකේදී විතරක් නෙවෙයි මම දැන් ගෙදරදීත් IDD කෝල්ස් ගන්න SLT ෆෝන් එකේ.
ඔබේ නිවසේ SLT දුරකථනය දැන් IDD පහසුකම සහිතයි.
Good evening. Tonight, gun violence. Escalation of shooting incidents island-wide in recent times prompt calls for a solution.
You need to curtail firearms that are freely available in the society right now.
Winning but losing. United National Party fails to secure leadership of local bodies they have won in the recent polls. SLPP installs mayor of the Dehiwala Mount Lavinia Municipal Council. Demand for change. State Minister Rangi Bandara says that he will vote against the Prime Minister on the no confidence motion unless the party restructuring plan takes place. In international headlines, inferno in Siberia. Over 60 people killed in a fire that engulfed a shopping and an entertainment complex in the Siberian coal mining city of Kemerov. It's 9 o'clock on the dot. From wherever you are in the world, welcome to First at 9, Sri Lanka's premier English news bulletin on Other Derana 24/7. Hello everyone, I'm Mahesh Johnny. We begin our coverage tonight with an alarming report on several shootings that occurred within this year. 8 individuals have died following shooting incidents which have occurred during the last 3 months of 2018. The latest shooting incident took place in Malambe last night, resulting in the death of a 46-year-old man.
The latest incident took place last night at a walkway in Chandrika Kumaratunga Mawatha in Malabe. Just 100 meters close to a checkpoint, 2 assailants who arrived on a motorbike shot an individual who was exercising soon after they fled the crime scene. The incident occurred at around 7 in the evening. The victim, who had been identified as 46-year-old Roshan Premalal, a resident in Himutana area in Mulleriava, was pronounced dead on admission to the Neville Fernando Teaching Hospital. Preliminary investigations revealed that the perpetrators used a 9mm pistol in the shooting. Several hours later, at around 2:40 a.m. today, another shooting occurred targeting a house belonging to a secretary of a parliamentarian just a kilometre away from the first crime scene. It was located on the 14th lane of Jyotipala Mawatha in Malabe. No one was injured during the incident, although there were damages to the house. Police suspect a T-56 assault rifle being used for the second shooting. Meanwhile, views were also expressed regarding the shooting incidents.
You need to curtail firearms that are freely available in the society right now. It is a well-known fact that gangs or the criminals are quite involved in the narcotic trade. You have to be mindful about that aspect as well. There should be a strong political will in order to address the situation without further delay.
These incidents must be brought under control. I don't know about white vans, but now criminals come in motorbikes and shoot at people. See, this is the issue now. They lied and took away the old procedures, and now all the underworld gangs and criminals are emerging once again. The underworld didn't exist only during this period. The previous government was criticized when it tried to control the underworld as well as when it didn't. We can prevent most of these things by implementing the law properly. We request the Law and Order Minister to be unbiased and bring those who are responsible before justice.
The Sri Lanka Navy said 8 luxury bulletproof vehicles and a ship were decommissioned and sunk in an unnamed location off the western coast of the island. The 8 bulletproof vehicles, which were used for VIP purposes by former heads of state, were decommissioned and sunk this afternoon. According to the acting media spokesperson for the Sri Lanka Navy, Lieutenant KKC Udanga, such measures were taken as it could not be auctioned off or crushed due to the makeup of the vehicle. Meanwhile, a ship belonging to the the LTTE shipping network, which was captured by the Sri Lanka Navy in 2010, was also decommissioned and sunk this morning owing to its dilapidated condition. Tenders were called on several occasions to auction the vessel. However, it received low bids. The Navy media spokesperson said that the ship was used by the Navy after it was brought to Sri Lanka and renamed as A522. The area in which the remains of the ship was sunk will be used as a shipwreck site and a tourist location in the future. Now, despite the local government elections ended last month, the losses for the United National Party continues to roll in. Today, they lost the power of the crucial Devela Mount Lavinia Municipal Council. The new mayor was elected from the Sri Lanka Podujana Peramuna after an open ballot. In Moratuwa, the same prevailed. The Sri Lanka Podujana Peramuna managed to secure the power of the council.
As per the results released of the Dehiwala Mount Lavinia Municipal Council, the Sri Lanka Podujana Peramuna and the United National Party managed to acquire 19 members each to the council. The remaining members were elected from the UPFA and the JVP. No party managed to secure an outright majority. In the open ballot conducted today to elect the mayor, SLPP's Navalage Stanley Dias managed to get 23 votes from the council. Trailing UNP Sunetra Ranasinghe only managed to receive 21 votes. Out of 6 members of the United People's Freedom Alliance, 4 voted in favour of the SLPP candidate. The JVP refrained from voting. In the Moratuwa Municipal Council, the SLPP managed to secure 23 members, while the UNP 16, the UPFA 4 along with the JVP with 4 members. In today's open vote to select the mayor, SLPP's Saman Lal Fernando managed to secure 23 votes of the council. Trailing was UNP's Philip Gavin Mates, who only managed to receive the votes of 16 members. 9 members of the council abstained from voting. Meanwhile, in the Aranayaka Pradeshya Sabha, from the recently concluded polls, the SLPP managed to secure 14 members to the council. The UNP trailed with 10, the UPFA with 4, and an independent group with 2, and the JVP with 1 member to the council. Here, the UNP's Nihal Senaviratna managed to be elected as the chairman of the council after receiving the support of the UPFA and independent group members. An open vote also took place in Jaffna to elect the mayor for the Jaffna Municipal Council. Here, Tamil National Alliance's Emmanuel Arnold managed to secure the majority and was elected mayor. Meanwhile, in the Hatton Dikkoya Urban Council, a tense situation occurred during the ballot to elect the chairman of the council. Alagamuttu Nandakumar from the UNP and S. Balachandran from the CWC sought ballots for the position. During the process, a tense situation occurred when the member from SLPP supported the UNP candidate.
Nobody insulted me. I have my
Later on, the police was also called in to defuse the situation. Afterwards, the balloting commenced, resulting in a tie between the UNP and the CWC candidate. A lottery was drawn to select the winner, which was secured by the CWC candidate. A tense situation also occurred in the Kotte Municipal Council when the council attempted to hold the proceedings to elect the mayoral candidate this evening. Here, 2 members from the UNP failed to take part, citing that they did not receive the invitation for the meeting today. Accordingly, the Commissioner for Local Government decided to postpone the meeting till the 1st of April, to which a heated argument ensued. Later on, the Valikada police was called in to defuse the situation. They escorted the Commissioner with police protection.
It's clear that as per the request made by several corrupted politicians, the Local Authorities Commissioner postponed this. We will take legal action against this tomorrow itself.
Meanwhile, the Minister for Provincial Council and Local Government Bodies, Minister Faiza Mustafa, addressing a gathering, spoke on the issues at hand when establishing councils after the election.
We can't point our finger towards the electoral system, but certain political parties are at a disadvantage here. That's why they are claiming that this electoral system be distorted.
මතුමා මේ වෙද්දි පළාත් පාලන ආයතන හරියාකාරව කරගෙන යන්න බැරි තත්ත්වයක් නැති වෙලා තියෙනවා. තාම සභාපතිවරයෙක් හරියාකාරව පත්ත කරගන්න විදියක්.
After the election results have been out, the responsibility lies with the Election Commission. I state with responsibility that it is wrong to point the finger at me in this instance.
President Maithripala Sirisena said that none of the parties received more than 40% of votes at the recently concluded local government election. The president made these remarks this morning participating at an event in Polonnaruwa.
The Sri Lanka Freedom Party Council members who were elected to the local authorities in the Polonnaruwa district took oath before the president at the Polonnaruwa Royal College.
Even if some parties are boasting about their victory, none of the political parties were able to receive more than 40% of the total votes casted during the elections. When comparing our votes with the last parliamentary election, we have received 30 parliament seats. Therefore, no one is able to build another government without our support. Therefore, no one should be worried about the local authorities' election results and be surprised unnecessarily. By these results, we will be taking steps to strengthen the SLFP and continue it as a winning party so that we can win in the future.
The no confidence motion said to be brought against the Prime Minister continued to light up the political arena.
As a government, we believe that we have the majority. By now, some ministers, including Susantha Punchinilame and Nishantha Muthuhettigama, stated that they will cast their vote against the Prime Minister. My view is that it is not ethical to vote against the Premier while you are in a ministerial position. I ask them to continue what they do, but to do it after resigning from their positions. The United National Party has not only failed to fulfill their promises given to those parties, but also to us. Those parties have the right to take action accordingly. Everybody has that freedom. We will anyway win whether we win or lose. The government will be divided even if we win or lose the no confidence motion. We are in the government. We hold ministerial positions and we are together with the Premier in the United National Front. This no confidence motion should have been brought by none other than the SLFP. We actually played their part. People who do not support this cannot say they are against the Prime Minister in the future. As a party, we would take a decision as soon as possible with regard to the no confidence motion. Our party hopes to take a collective decision. I was requested to sign in favor of the Prime Minister. I did not go and I will not sign. If he never looked after my people, how can there be trust? We have local government, presidential and general elections coming up. That was the reason why we requested to bring in a no confidence motion for changes to take place within the party. We will vote in favor of the no confidence motion on the 4th if a restructuring plan does not take place.
Minister of Regional Development Field Marshal Sarath Fonseca says that he is ready to stand against the government if the government is further reluctant to punish wrongdoers. The minister made this statement after an event held in Gampaha.
We accept that to a certain level. The government has become unsuccessful in punishing the wrongdoers and in fulfilling the needs of the people. The two parliamentarians said that they will stand against the government if the government is to continue the same policy. Therefore, we are also ready to stand with them in such a backdrop. There are some SLFPers in the government. In the past 3 years, they are physically here but mentally elsewhere. They like to see a change in government and to see the government being taken over by the former President Mahinda Rajapaksa. Therefore, the leaders should take firm decisions and take action against them, which is not currently happening. It is a weak point of the leaders. Now we are made to face the consequences as a result.
Parliamentarian Venerable Athuraliya Ratanathero says that a decision will be taken by him with regard to the future action on supporting the government based on the glyphosate ban. The Venerable Thero says that if the government proceeds to lift the ban, then he will stand with the people and continue his fight against glyphosate.
According to the WHO report, they explained that our food and also water, soil and human body parts contaminated by various type of heavy metals like cadmium and arsenic. That is why we banned glyphosate. Finally, government going to reintroduce that. Under the sustainable agriculture, we have to control harmful weedicides and also pesticides and also chemical fertilizer. Government took two decisions to give in direct money, not fertilizer. Second one is we completely ban glyphosate. Now government going to reintroduce glyphosate for the entire country. If government going to do that, it is violate the president mandate. Government going to do that, we have to take the decision with the people.
Former Human Rights Commissioner Dr. Pratibha Mahanamaheva says that despite having a large number of cabinet ministers in parliament, there is an absence of ruling the land. He made these remarks at an event held in Colombo today.
We are saddened by the current situation of this country, and it's unfortunate that these parliamentarians cannot speak about this. We need parliamentarians who deeply care for this country. How many of those parliamentarians have passed their O-levels or A-levels? There are only 25 cabinet ministers in China to govern such a large population. But in Sri Lanka, we have 131 ministers. There is no such thing as politics in Sri Lanka. It is money. There are some of them who get paid in hotels with bags of money. Is this what you call politics? We thought that once they introduce a new electoral system, bribery will come to a halt. No, this has not happened. Even today, a prominent minister in this parliament is distributing money to gain votes. Is this the kind of politics we have in this country?
The Ministry of Education said that the results of the 2017 GCE Ordinary Level Examination will be released on Wednesday. The ministry said that the results of 969 applicants have been suspended due to various reasons. Also in local news, the stay order issued by the Appeals Court preventing the FCID from taking action against former Defence Secretary Gotabaya Rajapaksa under the Public Property Act has been further extended until March 28th. The petition filed by former Defence Secretary was taken up before Appeals Court Chairman Preeti Padma Surasena and Justice Shirani Gunaratne today. The court announced that the petition will be taken up for consideration tomorrow while the stay order was extended until Wednesday. Now with that, let's take a look at other stories making news across Sri Lanka.
The student who was arrested for allegedly expressing disunity amongst ethnic and religious communities through social media has been further remanded. The Criminal Investigations Department made a statement in court that further investigation should be carried out on this incident. Therefore, the acting magistrate of Colombo, Chanima Vijay Bandara, ordered to remand the student until the 9th of next month. A few people were injured after a bus travelling from Narayanpeta to Vallavatta collided with a traffic post at the Kidlapana junction this morning. The injured were admitted to the General Hospital in Colombo. 2 3-wheelers and a motorcycle were damaged from the accident as well. The Inter-University Students' Federation stated that the overall university system has become inactive due to strike actions conducted by the non-academic staff in the university. They engaged in the strike action because the government does not respond to their problems.
You are watching Sri Lanka's premier news channel, Derana 24/7.
Welcome back everyone, on to business news. The Governor of Central Bank, Dr. Indrajit Kumaraswamy, says that despite record performances last year on exports and foreign direct investments, the country's overall trajectory seems to stand at a poor level. However, the Governor went on to say that decisions taken lately to improve investments have indeed put the country's economy on the right track. He further said that relying on the domestic market would not allow the country to grow as required.
We have to be able to export. That is the only way we can have growth, we can create higher value jobs. People say there's a labor shortage, but actually we have too much labor in the wrong places. Gradually over time, we need to shift people from agriculture to higher productivity, higher value employment. There's a long way to go, and the government needs to stay on track. They need to be disciplined. If they start spending money imprudently, I think you might get a short-term boost in growth, but very soon afterwards there will be a major crisis. Because our debt situation is such that we can't afford to do that kind of thing. But we would need to borrow to finance that. We would have difficulty in raising money. The banking sector now has total assets of rupees 10 trillion. It's a substantial part of the domestic economy. And as I said before, financial intermediation is the lifeblood of economic activity. And the more efficient we are in delivering financial intermediation, the bigger boost that we give to the prospects for generating growth and higher value employment in the country.
Well, Sri Lankan shares crawled higher today from their lowest close in more than 8 weeks as blue chip stocks gained, but negative sentiment, slower economic growth weighed on the market. The Colombo Stock Index closed at 0.08%, firmer at 6,448.6. Meanwhile, turnover was at 1.6 billion rupees, more than this year's daily average of around 956.6 million rupees. Now, for a detailed report, here is S. Sivanandan from the Colombo Stock Exchange.
The turnover was 1,595 million rupees with 57.2 million shares changing hands in 4,202 trades. The market capitalization at the end of the day was 3,009.96 billion rupees. Today there were 13 crossings and the crossing turnover was 748.73 million rupees. Today's foreign purchases was 780.28 million rupees and the foreign sales was 1,135.14 million rupees.
Sri Lanka's award-winning news channel, Other Derana 24/7.
On to international news now. President Donald Trump today ordered the expulsion of 60 Russian diplomats the U.S. identified as intelligence agents and the closure of a Russian consulate in Seattle in response to Russia's alleged use of a nerve agent in the United Kingdom. Of those being expelled, 48 of the alleged intelligence agents worked at the Russian embassy in Washington and 12 are posted at the United Nations in New York. The U.S. is taking the action after joining the United Kingdom in accusing Russia of being behind the attempted murder earlier this month of a former Russian spy living in the United Kingdom. White House Press Secretary Sarah Huckabee Sanders said in a statement, quote, "The United States takes this action in conjunction with our NATO allies and partners around the world in response to Russia's use of a military-grade chemical weapon on the soils of the United Kingdom, the latest in its ongoing pattern of destabilizing activities around the world," unquote. Sanders also added that the closure of the Russian consulate in Seattle was tied to consulate's proximity to a submarine base and an airplane manufacturer, Boeing. Well, at least 64 people have died in a fire that engulfed a shopping and entertainment complex in the Siberian coal mining city of Kemerovo. Many of the victims are believed to be children, while 10 people still remain missing.
At least 64 people, many of them children, have been confirmed dead in a fire at a shopping mall in the city of Kemerovo in Siberia. The blaze started on an upper floor of the Winter Sherry complex during school holidays. 11 injured victims are being treated in hospital, suffering from smoke inhalation. The fire has now been brought under control, and a criminal investigation into the cause of the incident is underway.
Also in international news, police and demonstrators clashed in Barcelona yesterday following a protest over the arrest of former Catalan leader Charles Puigdemont in Germany. Tens of thousands of Catalans, many of them wearing yellow in support of jailed separatist leader, demonstrated in the city, chanting "Puigdemont, our president," and freedom for political prisoners.
Protests broke out across the Spanish region of Catalonia yesterday after former leader Charles Puigdemont was taken into custody in Germany. At least 89 people were injured in clashes with police and 4 arrests were made. Puigdemont, who is wanted in Spain for sedition and rebellion, was detained by German police acting on a European arrest warrant while crossing from Denmark on his way to Belgium, where he has been living in self-imposed exile since Catalonia's parliament unilaterally declared independence from Spain in October. He is scheduled to appear before a German judge later today.
Well, taking a look at what's happening in the world of school big matches, Dharmaraj College Kandy won the 28th Battle of Maroons against Kingswood College Kandy by 5 runs. Batting first, Dharmaraj College scored 217 for the loss of 7 wickets in their allotted 50 overs. Kingswood College were, however, bowled out for 209 in 48.1 overs. An intense situation arose between the past peoples of the two schools soon after. Now, police personnel were called in to bring the situation under control. Now, in the meantime, Trinity College Kandy emerged victorious in their 101st Hill Country Battle of the Blues against St. Anthony's College, Katugastara. Batting first, Trinity College scored a massive 305 for the loss of 7 wickets. In response, St. Anthony's College were bowled out for a mere 156 runs.
You are watching Sri Lanka's #1 news channel, Other Derana 24/7.
Here's Katharina Chang with the weather.
A very good evening and welcome to Forecast First. Now, temperatures will vary between 20 and 31 degrees Celsius over the course of the day. There will be a low pressure zone to form in the northern part of the island as well as high precipitation zones, particularly in the central and western regions of the island. This means we can expect some wet weather to be experienced in the northern part of the island with thunder showers in the Anuradhapura area. Moving downwards, however, some thunder showers are to be expected in the cities of Kandy, Colombo and Galle. That is it from your weather centre tonight. It's now time to take a look at your city by city forecast.
And that is a part of your world tonight right here on Other Derana 24/7. I'm Mahesh Johnny. First at 9, we'll return tomorrow at the same time. Be sure to join us tonight. Now, before we wrap things up for tonight, we like to take you to Kalaboka, one of Sri Lanka's biggest estates, a must visit in the Kandy district. Kalaboka is decorated with beautiful mountains and waterfalls and is home to around 2,800 families. Thank you very much for joining us. Have a good night.
Bringing you the news and information 24 hours a day. This is Sri Lanka's premier news channel, Other Derana 24/7.